Hi everybody, my name is Clint with Stumpy's Revivals, and today we're doing our very first revival. More of a will it run in this moment. It's a very cool vehicle. I'm going to show it to you. It's kind of in a tight spot so we won't be able to really walk around it too much, but it's a 1950 Ford panel van with a Ford Flathead V8 in it. It's been sitting since 1992. Now, I am one of the volunteers on my local town's Firemen's Association. Basically, what we do is we help raise money for our local fire department. This particular panel van was used on our fire department from 1950 till about 1984-85. And what it was used for, if we can get in it later, I'll show you on the inside. But what it was really used for was to transport firefighters to and from fires, ladders, equipment, stuff like that is what this was used for. And if you look at the door, it was actually used, it was number 6 in the fleet. If you look right there on the mirror. So it was number 6 in the fleet. On the side it does say Johnstown Fire Department on it. So it was one of our early vehicles in our fleet back in 1950. Back then the fire trucks were fairly small, could only fit a couple people and probably 2 or 3 people in the back. But usually a lot of fires required a lot more people. So it's been sitting now since 1992. We found it down in Cincinnati, and it was used down there from mid-80s till about 92, and it was found in a barn, and it was brought back to us so we can once again have it in our fleet. We also have a 1942 Ford Seagraves fire truck that we had completely restored back in the 90s that we use in parades and stuff. And that's the intent of this vehicle. Once we get it running, driving, stopping, it will go out and get completely restored and make it look like brand new. But one of the coolest things I like about this, I want to show you this. Most of you might know. Oh, and oh, by the way, I decided to name this thing Mater. If you look at it the right way, it kind of looks like Mater, Tow Mater. So I named it Mater. So what I really like about these, not just the fact it looks like it's got 2 nostrils, is the one on the right. Is the one you use to open the hood, which I think is a really neat design. So under the hood, like I said, just a Ford Flathead V8 oil breather intake, pretty much a stock vehicle. Nothing's been modified, so it has a canister style oil filter on it. Like I said, it hasn't ran since 92. I don't know if it turns over. We're going to find out here in just a few minutes. We're going to check the oil, all those basic things you see everyone checking all these videos, because there's a lot of people that do these videos. So we're going to look into all that stuff and see what it presents. Okay, so I can tell you the motor does not turn over, so I'm going to take the radiator and everything out. I did check the oil. There's plenty of oil in it. Obviously, it's very dirty, but it's full of oil. It's not low or anything. There's no coolant in it. So I'm going to have to pull this radiator shroud and radiator out, take all my front accessories off so I can get to the crank pulley and see if I can get it to turn over. Actually, before I do that, I might just pull the spark plugs out, look down in the holes, and see kind of what they look like. So I do have a camera here with me as well. So just be patient. We'll be right back here in a minute. Alright, so I got everything, all the spark plugs out. This is the left side bank, or driver's side. Don't look horrible. The back one's got some green crusties on it, but not super terrible overall. And here's my right side. They don't look super terrible either. But down in the cylinders look absolutely horrible. Rust in every single cylinder, so I sprayed them down with what I had here, just some WD-40. I know you can't see in there. I don't have very good lighting, but I did get them sprayed down. I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to take the radiator shroud and everything off to get to the crank pulley to see what's going on with that. I may have already said that. Most likely, at the very minimum, I'm going to take the heads off, see if I can get them cleaned out to where it'll work, to see if we can get this thing to go. But I'll have to go home, get some more stuff. So we'll see you next time. Good afternoon, everybody. So this is going to be our last video and this part for our 1950 panel van, and things have escalated. So if you go, I got the motor where it turns over all the way, but I've got 3 valves. This front one right here and the 2 very back ones do not open at all. And it's really weird because you can see the lifters come up and not really go all the way back down. So there's major problems in here somewhere. So I feel we're at the point where this thing would need to go and get rebuilt, or just put a different one in it. I really don't want to do a different one because I do believe this is the original one, and I think we want to keep this thing as original as possible. So we got to get with everyone on the association where we're going to have to vote on it and see what we want to do next. It's definitely in a budget to get that one rebuilt and make it like new, because eventually this thing is going to go in and get completely restored anyways. However, let's do a quick walk around here so you guys can actually see. It still does say Johnstown Fire Department on the side. Body's not real bad. We got some rust there. We got some rust there. Some there. Some there. Okay, so we got more rust than I thought. But down here. But overall, it's not bad. The underneath isn't real. It's got like surface rust on the frame and the floors and stuff like that, but not horrible. Here's the inside. It is a 3 on the tree. It's pretty neat. Here's a lot of the service records from back in the day when this thing was being serviced with us, or in the department anyways. I think it's pretty cool. We've had this thing since 1950, and I got away from us for a little while, and then we got it back last year, and here she sits. Look at that big old step back bumper. Tell me that ain't massive. But here's the back, where the bench seats are in here. When this thing would transport everyone to and from fires, these are the benches that they would sit on. And then also, both sides of them do lift up. You can store stuff down inside of them. And they would put ladders and stuff in the middle as well. But it's a pretty solid van still. So once we get voted on it, see what we want to do, we're probably going to pull this engine. I doubt we'll do a video on that. I mean, unless you guys want to, comment down below, let me know. But I'm sure you guys have probably watched a gazillion engine pulls. Don't know if you ever watched one for a flathead, though. I've never pulled a flathead V8 out before. I will mention on these flatheads, so there's the early version and the later version. This is the later version because you got the distributor up top. And we have bolts that go through for the heads, not the studs sticking up. The earlier version had the studs sticking up, and the distributor was down here. So that's the difference. This water pump is completely locked up on this side. This one over here spins, but she's crunchy. And it is a 6-volt system. The wiring and stuff, it's going to need some work. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit that little bell button so you can get notified when I do other videos. This ain't going to be the only video on this, like I said. Doesn't mean there won't be other ones in between, the next one of this, and so on and so on.